Tuesday's referendum brings many uncertainties for the residents of Rushville, and if the town is dissolved, many are uncertain of how taxes will change and what services will remain. The property for the proposed quarry sits just north of the Iroquois National Wildlife Refuge, which has created controversy between Frontier Stone and local residents about the potentially negative environmental impacts that the quarry could bring. With a no-wake zone still in effect on Lake Ontario, many boaters have looked elsewhere to launch their boats, like the Finger Lakes. Here at Seneca Lake, many marinas are filled to capacity with boaters looking to enjoy the 4th of July. Thanks to ideal November snowmaking conditions, Bristol Mountain is celebrating its earliest opening for skiing and snowboarding since 1991. Whether you're superstitious or not, it's almost universally known that defiling a headstone brings bad luck. But in a cemetery as old as this, the only question that remains is why. This year's freshman class at the college at Brockport is one of the largest in recent history, with 550 students receiving the state's new Excelsior Scholarship Program. More than 350 artists from across North America came to the Cornhill Art Festival, which is just shy of its 50th year, including emerging artists looking to show their work, some for the very first time. And in fields and wilderness as big as this, finding someone, whether or not they want to be found, can be hard enough. Estasio's driving privileges are to be reinstated immediately, and while she's no longer working on cases, she is still collecting her $173,000 salary. In Rochester, Alex Howard, Spectrum News.
We see some that come in looking like they're brand new, some that come in looking like they've been through war and back.
Some bikes may have traveled a rougher road than others, but still have a few miles left in them.
There are some bikes that we simply strip apart, save any of the usable parts.
At Dream Bikes, a nonprofit shop in Rochester, every ride that comes in here gets a fresh start.
They have more bike for the money than a bike store. In fact, probably all the time they have more bike for the money than a bike store.
The interesting thing about Dream Bikes is all of the bikes you see sold here are used, donated and refurbished by mechanics on site. Bikes here typically only go for a few $100s, but this shop gets more than old donated bikes rolling.
I was recommended by my vice principal at my school for a job here, and then I had went through the interview process. Then we started talking about training and what we would do if like a customer came in, how to talk to them, all of that. This job has helped me a lot.
17-year-old David Gale has been learning how to fix bikes here since February.
I'm thinking about majoring, most likely mechanical engineering, and I want a minor in business.
As Dream Bikes develops its own young mechanics, the organization itself continues to expand. The Madison, Wisconsin-based shop first opened in 2008 and has since extended to a handful of cities throughout the Midwest and Rochester, with more on the way.
About a year and a half ago, the board of directors of Dream Bikes decided that it was time to expand nationally, that they had a lot of great stories. We touched a lot of kids and communities, and it was just time to expand.
Expanding while using a simple bicycle as a vehicle of change. In Rochester, Alex Howard, Spectrum News.